Hey, welcome. It's Brian, and today we start a new series of videos that I am calling Adventurous Music Fridays, and of course, it will come out on Fridays, one a week. And it will be a show where I kind of take 5-6 minutes, talk about one of my favorite records of all time, and hopefully exposing people that want to hear different music, new music, old music, whether it be jazz, avant-garde jazz, fusion, prog rock, classic rock, whatever it is. I'm going to cover a lot of territory, and you'll hear definitely, whether it's just solo piano works by Keith Jarrett or Chick Corea, that kind of stuff, and stuff like Black Sabbath, Marc Ribot, John Zorn, all of those kind of players. So they'll cover a lot of ground. And I'm kind of just going through my record collection and kind of talking about some of my favorite stuff. Many I've probably talked about before, kind of when I did my favorite prog rock albums, my favorite classic rock, my favorite instrumental rock stuff. I've done some videos like that in the past, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to just take a few minutes, talk about a record. Hopefully you kind of go out and give it a listen and, form your own opinion. And hopefully we kind of build some momentum towards building a community around that where we're talking about kind of great recordings. I feel when I started doing this channel, that was my hope, is I would bring other people to other music. And what I found doing reactions is that it's more people trying to educate me about the band, which I totally get. But it's very polarized, I guess, or very insular. It's like, these people love this band, these people love that band, and there's not a lot of crossover. So anyway, my whole idea is just talk about records I love, my thoughts on them, and hopefully you gravitate towards listening to some of this stuff and, open your horizons as well and, find some new music. So today we are going to just talk about one of my favorite guitar players of all time, and that is Marc Ribot. Marc has been in many, many bands, whether it's Elvis Costello, the Lounge Lizards. I'm forgetting a few. Tom Waits, of course. He was kind of iconic with the Tom Waits thing. Marianne Faithfull. I'm blanking on a lot of the stuff. I haven't kept up with all his discography as far as being a side player. But this band, his first record was called Rootless Cosmopolitans. Came out on, I think, Island Records. Super great record. Don Byron, played clarinet. And I don't remember many of the other players, to be honest. Maybe I'll look at this and there'll be some on there. But this was kind of a different band, and this took a really abrupt turn. And I believe this was the third record that was kind of his solo record. I don't think this came out right after Rootless Cosmopolitan, which was, in a way, I wouldn't say overproduced, but it was nicely recorded, all of that stuff, where with this one, the aesthetic's kind of like lo-fi, kind of punk jazz or something, and lots of great pieces of music on it, lots of playing, lots of outplaying, whether it's essentially a jazz ensemble, but with some kind of great cover songs and all stuff like that. And so Clever Wet Use, Marc Ribot does a lot of the singing on this. Motherless Child, they do a great Caravan version of that. Yo, I Killed Your God, that's like this other kind of punk delivery, vocally speaking, by Marc. And just a bunch of cool stuff on it. Very disjointed and really cool. And when I got it, I remember being, after listening to Rootless Cosmopolitans, being like, wait, what? It was kind of jarring, but in a good way, because I have a background listening to pretty experimental guitar players and prog stuff too, but it's definitely where I was at when this came out. So there's going to be a lot of those records on this list, these kind of formulative records that kind of guided me in a way during that time. I have since kind of not really play that kind of music anymore. The band I'm doing now is more of a prog band. But anyway, these were kind of those early records that really kind of twisted my ear. And hopefully you enjoy them as well. Let's see. Roy Nathanson, he's on them. Ralph Carney, He's on quite a few of them. Simon Kane. So that's the band. I'm not sure that's the same band that's on Rootless Cosmopolitans or not. But if you're familiar with his work with Tom Waits and you never ventured into his solo stuff, he's had many, many bands. He had a band called Shrek that I saw. He's got one now called Ceramic Dog that tours quite a bit. And then he does all sorts of stuff. So he kind of keeps a lot of things moving. So if you want to check out some really interesting, I want to say it's almost pop music in the sense, but there's just so much kind of gritty texture to it, a lot of angular type approach to whether it's the saxophone or the guitar, and it's got Mark's iconic guitar tone, which is kind of a great combination of like a junky old Sears guitar tone wise, and an incredibly creative playing. And Mark definitely can play guitar amazingly well, but he was the first to kind of throw that out the window in a way and use the guitar as like this uh, like punctuating music or something, like just with this kind of super gritty angular attack. He's not the first, but he's the first to do it in like a pretty big with Tom Waits and all of these other people he played with. He really was out there making it happen while being this super iconic, amazing, original guitar player. So, again, the name of this record is Requiem for What's His Name. I had a bootleg of it that was called Yo, I Killed Your God or something like that. But check this out if you get a chance. And I just think it's a really cool record and probably not very much appreciated anymore. So again, Marc Ribot, Requiem for What's His Name. Check it out and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. See you soon.